What's up? It's Team Bluegrass Super here. Today we have a second place deck profile.
I think that was right.
Yeah, from Tyler Winn. What were you playing today?
Okay, so this is a deck that I saw online recently. There's a list on DBS decks, and I basically just copied it and wanted to try it out because there was a lot of, like, you know, the Legendary Flute. It's a big card right now with the Harugadon decks, and I wanted something to just really beat that. I've been losing to red aggro with the Flute for a while now, for the past couple weeks, and I just wanted, you know, try something different. So when I saw the Bergamo had a really interesting effect because you could basically attack with it, and when it's basically in rest mode, their battle cards have to attack it, and when that happens, it auto triggers, which basically Senzu beans its power until in the turn permanently for 5k. So, and if you have two of them, they basically lock your opponent's battle cards out and KO one of the Bergamos. So, yeah, so you basically you get to use Son Goku SS3. Everybody knows him. I'm pretty sure everybody's familiar with him now. And you start with extra energy in play, and you just start going to Value Town really quick. You basically get 2 energy out early, play a Boo, flute it back, draw a card, draw a card, draw a card. Yajirobe's a great early game blocker. You can play him now as early as turn 1. He has Revenge, so anything big and fast. Like, it puts a lot of pressure on the Harugadon decks early because if, oh, attack you with my Trunks, well, cool, I'll block. Do you want a combo? And they'll be like, no. Then you just save your Yajirobe and kill their Trunks, and then they can't flute their Trunks, and they can't keep going off. So that's really good. And then Whis is obviously one of the best negates. Senzu Bean gives you a lot of staying power. Beerus is really the main workhorse of the deck. When you get to turns like 4 and 5, you don't get disrupted at all. His auto just basically shreds them and forces them to make decisions, discarding or sacrificing energy or their battle cards or whatever. Obviously the Foos are in there as well as kind of the nail in the coffin kind of effects, double strikers that come down for really cheap and do something important.
I see that the 5-drop one. What does that do? I've never seen it before.
Yeah, he's a rare from the newest set, and he overwhelms for 2 less drop zone cards than the Scientist Food promo, but his auto basically lets you just warp any battle card of your opponent's. It doesn't get barriers, but anything else is fair game, whereas some of the other overwhelms in the past, like Mass Sand, they had like restrictions, like you couldn't hit a blocker, or you couldn't hit, like, I don't know, I think there was another one that had another restriction, maybe like a power restriction or something, but he's just clean. He's like another, he's kind of like Mass Sand, but he just doesn't have any of the, you know, you don't have to trim the fat around this guy. He just does what he needs to do.
Yeah.
He's just in there for removal along with Tapion. Tapion is another way to self-awaken. He's your main way other than the leader's first effect. And basically, leader ability gets you down to 6. He gets you down to 4 if need be. If you're at 5, you can choose to take 1s up to. And then you get to put a card on your opponent's deck, 5 or less. So he's another way to kind of remove. He's more of like a Magic the Gathering blue type of removal where you get to put something on top of the deck so it kind of replaces the draw step. Kind of like a one-shot Yada, if there are any Yu-Gi-Oh fans out there. But the most interesting card in the deck, by far, along with using the Flute specifically, is the 2 of Bodyguard Legend. He's red and a completely blue deck. And you use his ability to cheat him into play for free when you don't have battle cards, and they do. So if they're playing anything aggressive or trying to stay on the board early, you can pretty much just drop him for free, attack a battle card or go face, and then flute it back to your hand, add a card, and play him out for free again. So he's very abusive with the flute. So is Gohan. Gohan, we know him. He's the 10k come into play combo. He's also good with the flute. There's just a lot of synergy involved here. You got 10 super combos, and Goku's flip side untaps those energies so you can pay for them. All in all, I think the deck's sweet, and I feel like it has a really good game against like the overwhelm strategies that are coming out now, and like just the Harugadon decks. You have a lot of good early things to like really make your life difficult.
Yeah.
I did play against. I was playing a Cell deck a couple weeks ago against a version of this deck, and I felt like they had kind of trouble against Cell. And today I played against the Swaps deck. To be fair, I wasn't very familiar with the Swap deck as a whole, but I felt like Bergamo's really good against the aggressive strategies, but not so much against like the more controlling strategies with like a lot of KOing effects. Like if you KO him, he kind of doesn't do much. But if they can't KO him, they're not winning the game. Like they can't attack him. Like they just literally can't attack. Like the overwhelm deck was silly because they would just overwhelm and then just say go, and that's why he's in there.
Yeah. Is there anything that you might change in the deck?
There's a few options you can kind of switch around depending on how you feel your metagame is working. The dimensional foos are just like really good and then just do nothing sometimes because of all the barrier effects. Swap deck has nothing you can target except like the 3-drop Gohan that KOs a tap guy. Yajirobe was pretty good, but you could shave 2. And then Legic is interesting, but it's like if you're expecting a more of a grindy kind of meta game, then like Legic can probably go because you really can't play him out without using him like as his effect. Like he's only good with his effect, so he's only good like super early. So I can see you like, you know, these are probably flex for the most part, and maybe one Tapion, but I'm not huge about that because you can just have him as a 4-of and have him in your hand and then just charge him whenever he's like not useful. But I mean, the deck is just an engine. Like it draws so many cards and gets the life right, and you can grind your opponent out or just block them out depending. And you pretty much awaken him on turn 2 every game. And he's constantly attacking, drawing, and untapping. So you're never afraid to tap out for Beerus. You're never afraid to tap out for Bergamo or any of your defensive plays because you're just going to untap 3, if not 4 or 5 mana on your opponent's turn. So yeah, you have a lot of play. It's a little weak to certain KO cards, but as long as the aggro decks keep like the vegetable stuff at bay, this deck's a prime choice.
All right, man. Well, thanks for the deck profile.
Thank you for having me.
All right,
Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, come back, watch more videos. We're going to upload some more this weekend. All right, guys. Peace out.